Hey everyone, this is Peter 24/7 from Project Ghost with another WarDragons diary. So yesterday we had our successful run in PvP, put us up to second place, third place. Right now we're in a very tight battle. I'll show you where we currently stand. We won the last PvP, but we had a bad stretch, losing a couple others by a few seconds, which was quite tough to bear. But as you can see here, the Rain of Fire up in first. Most likely we won't be catching them, but there's 50 arrows and then the team surrounding us as well. So we're going to really be pushing our team to win the last two PvP coming up, one of which is in 45 minutes, and the last one will be right before it ends. So we're getting about 2 million VP we're stealing or having stolen, whether we win or lose. So we want to make sure that we win these last two. Our personal goal is at least second place. So if we win the next two and the Rain of Fire loses the next two, we could quite possibly bump up into first. But chances are, if we win the next two, we'll end up in rank 2, which we're fine with as well. As long as we're top 5, we're happy with that. So yesterday I finished off getting to that final 409 prize that I said I wanted to get to. So I'm going to get another 1200 sigils from this. So I'm just going to collect that, and I'm just going to open up my chests. So I'm going to open up my gold chests because it's PvP, and I don't want to be tempted during fortification event next week. I'm actually getting quite a fair amount of sigils. Oh, that's like over 500 sigils from those 20 chests. And then I'm going to open up my bronze chests. So once these are open, I'm going to finish off the line. I took a look earlier. I only needed about 1100 more sigils to finish. Sorry. So I'm going to finish opening all these chests. Then let's finish getting that dragon. So here we go. So I always like to open up my bronze chests and gold chests when I can during PvP, just because I'll get a few extra inner fires and energy, and I won't really have to worry about getting those extra food packs and lumber packs. So open up all of these. And here we go, just 10 more after this. And I'm done opening. So I saw a lot of sigils being received, which is great. I'm going to go to the season, second, and I'm going to get the elemental embers this time. Fire shards, cool timers in stone, elemental embers, black pearls don't really need, ice shards, and I am now officially done the line, and I have 1,000 sigils left, which is great. So what I'm going to do is, as tempted as I might be to start one of these other lines, I'm actually going to start saving. So my first goal was first to get these -50%, the half price discount lines. We finished that, we did great. Now I'm going to save up, because the next additional bonus from event prize lines is going to be giving me boosted resources for the stuff being claimed. So I believe it's 20% increase. So if I'm in the prize line, if I'm supposed to get 10 gold chests, I'll get 12 gold chests instead. So that's additional resources that I wouldn't have in these other lines. And if it's going to cost the same amount, and I probably won't end up using them anyways, I might as well save up for that. So usually I go for the howitzer or the obi, or whichever line comes out, the tower line, as it gives me the extra timers and the extra embers slash bars that I use to level up my towers, and we all know that elemental shards are in small. We don't really have too much of them. They're sparse, so I'm going to be doing that. So saving up as much as I may want to use it, I'm going to try to save as much as I can until the line that I want is released. So I'm just going to check my troops quickly. We do have the update coming out on Wednesday. So Tuesday, like I said yesterday, Atlas PvP will be disabled from 11 a.m. PST, and then probably most likely down for about 24 hours. And then on the 17th, the update regarding guard will be released. And currently I do know that wars are also disabled until the update is released, until Wednesday as well. So it's going to be a very quiet after once those maintenance shields come up on Tuesday. So I'll probably take a break and just chill and do my own thing. On Wednesday they also said that the beta version of the Crystal Caves will be released. So we're going to check that out together on Wednesday when that gets released. They plan for about 2 p.m. PST. So just around the time that I do these videos, it'll be released, and then we'll check it out together. And it'll be the treasure hunt or the planning phase. So I don't know too many of the details yet. I'll have to look it up so I can further talk about it. But those are the couple things that are being released. Now, with the guard update, I have been bringing this up a couple times because it's still, in the back of my mind. I just want to talk a bit about how I've started to prepare the team for this. So until now, on our more accessible castles, we've had a large amount of primarchs with a lower amount of troops on each primarch. Now, with the top 3 primarchs are the only ones protecting the guard, we want to make sure we up that a bit. So if you only have, 3,000 troops per primarch on the castle, anybody can come in with 9,500 troops and smack your guard. So you don't want to be loading your primarchs up too high to attract people to snipe your primarchs, and you don't want to be loading them too low that people can just load up and hit your guard. So I'm just going to build these troops. So what I'm planning to do, or how I've set it up, is I've arranged for our more accessible castles to have 6,000 troops on the primarchs. That way, if someone wants to come in, they're going to have to come in with 20,000 troops if they want to hit our guard. And if they want to snipe, they'll just come with their normal amount. That ridiculous 1,000 troops on your primarch to snipe all day long. Now, with a lot of the players on our team, we have a lot of players that have maxed their trappers, which will help significantly. But if you look at it, the reason I'm saying 6,000 troops is our team is active enough that they will have, they usually don't really have too much of a problem of logging in and respawning as needed, especially if we're in a very big battle. And it also frees us up to the point where we can it frees us up so that we can counter snipe better. So even if they go to hit our guard with the 20,000 on a level 4 castle, if they use a destroyer and they hit the guard, it's gonna cost them 6,000 troops for every 15,000 they kill. That still leaves 14,000 troops on their primarch that we can counter snipe and kill. Ultimately, for guard that we will be replenishing over time from going out and doing our raids or whatnot, they are risking more troops than the ultimate payout that they would get from getting one hit in on the guard. Now I do understand if they come in with 50 primarchs or so, we'll have to bring in somebody with a few more troops to kind of block them, and then they'll have to wave that primarch. But strategies are going to be different. But with regards to parking, I want to push them to need to bring in more troops if they want to hit the guard, so that we can do more damage than they hopefully do to us. So right now what I'm doing is I need to get situated, because I had a little too many troops on my primarch. So I'm actually moving troops back into my barracks. If some of you may have noticed, that's what I was doing. I am saving my diamonds for bullhorns, so I was using the timers. I know a lot of people like to use diamonds for that. I usually do that as well, but that's okay. I can spare the timers, especially with the Atlas season ending and the bonus I'll be getting. So basically what I did is I moved all of the troops onto one primarch. Then I summoned the fighter, which is a very low level, to replace it. So now I only have 15,000 troops out. So now, like I said, it's 6,000 troops across all primarchs. So if you see here, I've got 15.5 thousand, and then one troop on each of the other primarchs. So I'm going to go into this tab. I'm going to hit transfer. I want to move from this primarch, and I want to move over 6,000, or just because I'm finicky, 5,999 to make it exactly 6,000. Then I'm going to do the same for this one, moving from here, 5,999. And then I want to move from my barracks 2,500 to balance off this primarch at 6,000 as well. So I've got a video about this. I actually made a tutorial a while back, so I'll actually post that tutorial not in the comments, but in the description. So if you ever need that, check it out. I do have a tutorial playlist that I made last year, so please check it out. It's actually a very useful tool, especially people who go in, if you're doing a full-on raid or you're doing a castle guard swap and your primarchs are loaded, the last thing you want to do is bring that loaded primarch back to your castle, because you're just going to have someone that sees it or finds it and just snipe the crap out of you until you've got no more troops on it. So it's very important to know how to move your troops back into your barracks. Troops are the most valuable part of most valuable currency that you have. Troops are what you need to get glory, and glory is what you need to get all these special goodies. So if you look at the prize lines, in these prize lines, lots of good things. You got the gold packs, the shards, but you get the bullhorns, you get the timers, you get eggs, so timers, eggs, and this is all free stuff because you're basically building the troops for free. Not to mention, as you complete the Atlas events, you're also getting a bunch of things as well. Lots of timers and shards as well. So the shards you need to level up everything. I usually, instead of getting the elite gear, I usually get the shards instead. If you look here, instead of getting the elite gear, I get the shards. This way I can just fuel the mythic gear that I've been building. I have 3 full sets of both offensive and defensive mythic gear. I've got the rider. I always try to make sure I finish off the season. It does hurt. I usually finish the season over the first couple weeks of Atlas, and ideally I would got that from Invader. Ideally you will be pacing yourself so that you finish off the entire Atlas season by the end, but you don't finish it off in the beginning. Now, a lot of people say, I want this amount of kills, I want this amount of glory, but in the end, once you're finished the entire season, it gets more difficult to revive because of the my game's not really loading up, because bullhorns become less available. So if you're able to pace yourself, pacing yourself is great, but you want to pace yourself in a way that you'll be able to finish the entire season. So to finish off the season, you need a total of roughly 3.6 million glory. So you want to budget yourself so that you're not overextending, you're not having to buy in or anything like that. Now, going in and buying troops is probably the least effective way of building troops. It gets very expensive very quickly because even, the $100 pack, you don't really get too much out of it. So you want to make sure that you're not breaking the bank on that. So long story short, how I have arranged our castles to be set up are 6,000 troops across primarchs on the castles, at least the ones that get hit the most often. So if you look here, roughly around 6,000, and we got the higher level trappers. Yeah, there's a couple lower ones, but there's not too many high troop values on these. Some of these players, everyone on the team has access to our video, my video, and have seen it, and we're very used to offloading the troops, but some of them unfortunately were a bit late to seeing the video, so they've leveled up their fighter so they can't drop as many troops as maybe I can. So I can drop to 15,000 troops, but some people, their fighter can hold 20,000 troops. So even if they have 6,000 and 6,000, they'll end up having one primarch that has 8,000 troops on it. So this is how I think that it should be set up. I have said it in the past. I do suggest that people encourage their teams to be more active, encourage their teams to log in more and make sure they're respawning and bringing back their primarchs if they're killed off, watching your castles, counter sniping. The less likely teams are to get good glory on your castles, and the less likely you are to bubble or make your guard accessible. If they're going to be profiting from hitting you, they're going to continue hitting you. So you want to make it so you aren't as appetizing. So the only way to do that is to be active, hit them back if it's realistic, if they're hitting you. Of course, if a team significantly larger than you hits you, you don't want to go smack them back because when they come back, you may not be too happy. But counter sniping, setting yourself up for success with assignments, and retaliation are three keys to making sure these people go away. Pirates, unfortunately, there's not much you can do about that. You just got to deal with them. I did have one question in the comments about is there anyone on our team that hits the 700,000 points? And I did reply to that comment saying yes. We have our dearest player, Corgon, who has 1.1 million points as event. So he kind of went crazy and finished off that, went above and beyond. So he really likes to place very well in the events. We all do. Average player on our team got over 400,000 points, but he just went above and beyond and got 1 million. So we've had a good stretch to this event. We're in third. Tomorrow I'll let you know what we end up being. I'm hoping we can hit and solidify second, but I'll let everyone know tomorrow. So, as always, thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or topics that you wanted me to talk about in tomorrow's vlog, please post in the comments. I'll be happy to talk about it tomorrow. And don't forget to be prepared for a bubble drop in a few hours. So at 9 p.m. EST, bubbles will be dropping. So make sure that your team is ready for that. So thanks for watching. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Talk to you all tomorrow.